Thank you for joining us on yet another interesting episode of The Woman in You. I've got pride, I've got potentials, I have class, and I am special. Joy Ocheyi is my name, and my womanhood is my pride. And on this program, we come every week to let you know that every woman is wonderful. Every woman is outstanding. Every woman is marvelous, adorable, and nice, and should be treated that way. But unfortunately, I keep saying it, a lot of our women have lost confidence in themselves, and that inspired us to come up with the program, The Woman in You. Just to let you know, woman, that you are wonderfully made and you are blessed. Sister, you are 100% that queen, and you should believe in yourself, and that's how others will believe in you. And you know what? You can achieve whatever you dream about or want to achieve in life. It takes you to have confidence in yourself. And I tell you always, whenever you leave your house every morning, one thing you must put on to complete your dressing is your self-confidence. And so believe in yourself. I welcome you to the program today. And today we have a guest, a woman with class on our set. Join me to welcome Mrs. Flora Alantan. She is Honorable Commissioner, Women Affairs and Social Development, Ministry, Delta State. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's an evangelist. I don't have to tell you all. Good day, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad to have you. You look beautiful.
Thank you, and you too.
Right. Good day, ma'am. Thank you for coming on our program today.
Good morning.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. You're looking bad too.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
So we want to know who really is Honorable Mrs. Flora Alantan.
Honorable Mrs. Flora Alantan, Commissioner, Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, Delta State, is a woman like every other woman. By His grace, is a wife married to late Prophet Alex Alantan, also a mother of four, and by His grace, a grandmother, an evangelist of the Most High, also serving in the Lord's vineyard.
Okay. All right. So we're going to get to know more about you as we go on. And all the same, let's look at you while you were a younger Flora Alantan. Let's look at you. Years back when you were growing up, how was life growing up?
Yes, I grew up from Flora, Princeville then. Grew up from a polygamous home. And my mom happens to be the last of the wife of my father. And from her, we're about 10. I am the fifth of them all. I grew up as a young girl, determined, if you know what it is to be in a polygamous home, it's like survival of the fittest. Life wasn't rosy. I'm not born with a silver spoon. I grew up struggling with my mother as a young girl of blessed memory. She was then a seamstress. I joined her while schooling in doing the work she knows how to do best, which is tailoring. And while growing up as a girl, because I grew up from a Christian home, because the foundation of every child matters a lot. And I thank God for the foundation which I was given by my parents' blessed memory. Went to every other public school every children went to, attended. And also, I did most things for myself, like I said, it's survival of the fittest. Not now, we do school runs for our children. In the morning, before we go to school, because like I said, I grew up struggling. And what is all the struggle about? My mom then, being the fourth or the last of my dad's wife, generally we're about 23 or so of my dad's children. And we had the last of them. And then my dad has retired. So you know what it means. He was an accountant by profession. By the time we were growing up, when we grew up to be going to like adolescence, then the body is weak, like the book of Ecclesiastes says, that at time coming, when the eyes will grow dim, the hands will be weak. That was when we started growing up. But good enough too, he was also still a struggling father. But you have to make things to meet up, and for you also. He retired from Chelden to Life Flour Mill in Warri, then finally retired back to the village. And you know what that means, living the village setting. We struggle, most of the times for you to know, to get my textbooks bought, I go hawking. When I mean hawk, we buy things and we sell. When I was growing up as a child, there's practically nothing this my hands and my head never ventured. When it is a season for orange, we buy. Because you know, you make double profit of it. Like seasons of corn. Go to the farm, buy from people, from the farmers, you come back home, we boil to sell, you roast also, because you make double profit of it.
I can't believe you did all of that. Seriously?
And retire home then with my dad and my other siblings. My dad ventured into farming. We accompany him. He has a cashew farm then. He has pineapple farm. Then we have cassava farm. I practically join him in all of this. We go to the farm when it is the season of pineapple, harvest, bring it out to the town, we sell. Because that is where we have to feed from. The cashew not so same. The cassava, sometimes when I tell persons how I plant cassava or put cassavas and I harvest cassava and also process it to the finish.
They won't believe.
So tomorrow I can go to the cassava farm, peel, prepare it and fry very well.
Wonderful.
Even tapioca, we do. Sometimes, you know, you can process anything. There are different things you can get out of the cassava plant. We make tapioca out of it. Because we, the Shekiri, we don't know how to eat much of fufu. So what we do, we get starch out of the cassava, we get gari out of it, and we get tapioca out of it. And all these things, I know how to do them very well. We prepare those ones for personal consumption. But when it is much, we take out for sale. And why do I join it? Because that is what I meet my parents doing. I join them in doing it. Is it tailoring? I joined my mother doing all of this as I was growing up. To make up my fees from some of my siblings and to get my textbooks.
So if you weren't doing that, you wouldn't have gone to school. That's what they meant.
No, while I'm doing that, I still go to school.
No, while you were doing that, to help get money.
Yes, we do that, yes, to see, because we are so much. It's not just 1, 2, 3, 4 persons. So, and let me tell you, it's not everybody that grew up in the home same. It's all about determination of who you want to be. Because I told myself that there was one thing when I was growing up, because then my mother, when she was peddling and matching, I was so tender, very smallish then. Even sometimes when I'm joining her in peddling the machine, they will be chatting. Don't let this pikin so her hand, though. Because if I sit down, my leg will not touch the pedal of the machine. So sometimes I will not stand up and use one leg and start pedaling so I can get support. I started learning how to join close straight. Until tomorrow, that is also the area of my specialization. We do that to make things, to meet up the daily requirements. And during those periods, I do have one-on-one. My mother had us, we are just 3 girls. I'm the second of them. Sometimes we have tit and tat talk as mothers. We ask me, oh, my fine pikin, how you want to be? So when we shout, Mama, for me, when I'm growing up, I don't want, I see, because I see what was happening. Yeah. That in a home, if my mother then was not the struggling type, we too, the children, will have been at the receiving end, waiting for the man to come up with something before he feeds the home. When the man brings the little he has, she makes it up. And I told my dad, I said, me, I will grow up, I will not rely, I will not want to be a dependent on a man before I take care of myself. Yes, I will get married with children, but I will want to be the workaholic type that, yes, to be proud of, because they say there's dignity in labor. Then even as that I was to be precise, I was still in the secondary school, I hawk. When I'm back from school, I go and hawk. I buy things from people, I sell. Before I go to school, sometimes in the morning, I hurry. If I have some things I need, I can meet up within the hour of 6:37. I go, I do that. Even fishing, I do. So life generally wasn't really a smooth one for me as a growing child. But the joy I had then was the morals, the values that was impacted on me and my siblings, most especially by my mother. He said, let me tell you, a girl child, a woman, he will say then, a woman, the only respect a woman gains is when you know who you are, and then don't be a liability to a man. That was sticks on me. Then, say, don't be a liability. A situation whereby a woman has to wait for the man to come with money. Maybe after cooking the soup, no salt. You are waiting for a man to come and give you 15 naira to go and buy salt. Or the children are crying for biscuits. Just then, it's copper we are using. Not now we are talking about paper naira. It's copper coins we are using there. That you have to be waiting for the coins. For man, 50 kobo, 5 kobo, they're not even 50 kobo. 5 kobo, 10 kobo. You know the coins, whatever. For you to come and buy. I see my mother then when we need something, we don't go to her dad. I go straight to my mom. And why do I go to her? Because she was available. Not just available, available with everything we need. Is it for counseling? She was there. Is it for moral support or for physical need? She's always there. Even if we request for certain things, and she is not able to provide us, my picking, because my mother wasn't learned. So we always go back to our broker. My picking, see, now the one when I get busy, so make you manager. Then, above it all, it teaches us to have the spirit of contentment. That was one thing. See, anything at all. He said, because you see this thing when they are so, you will use the hand to make it. You see, he said it's never satisfied though. He said, give it Fanta, it will ask for Coke. Give it rice, it will ask for pounded yam. Give it chicken, it will ask for fish. They got tired. He said, that is why you see it moving up and down. He said, it's never satisfied. But you will make it to be satisfied. He said, when it's asking, he will give it to you. This is what I have. Take it. I'm just telling you exactly how I come in with, I interact with my mom there. So she always emphasized on that. And then let me say, he said, another thing I will tell you, my daughter. You see this, your body. This is your value. This is what makes you woman. He said, what you have here and what you have down there must be kept secret. He said, that is your value. He said, why? He said, let me tell you now, you are still growing. He said, a time will come. Men will be coming here. Not even men. He said, boys will be coming here. And they will give you all sort of sweet words you want to hear. He said, let me tell you, day you open That is, I'm just telling you, I'm just quoting her. He said the day you open and they go there, that day your value start dropping.
Automatically.
Meaning what? Make your pride your dignity. So when he was telling us then, I hold on to it. He said that thing a woman wears inside is not meant to be seen by the public. And what are those things? The woman owns this. He said it's not meant to be seen by anybody other than you. The woman bra, it's not meant to be seen by the public other than you. Then when she started telling me those things, as I was not growing up, to the extent that I can't wash my own this and spread it outside.
You don't want anybody to see it.
I don't want anybody to see it. Because she has just put that thing in me. But what is happening today? So I grew up with all that. And when we begin to see the reality of life, got to know that, yes, all these things are the values that we are supposed to hold onto as a woman. You see, because that is what makes you a woman. Yeah. If these things are not kept secret, if these things are not kept valued, if these things are not being cherished, let me use the word, no other person will cherish it. No other person will value it except you. That is the carrier.
That's true. Very true. Your mom did well and she did a good job, and today see where you are. Now let's ask, as you were growing up with all of those experiences with your mother was struggling and trying to really help you become the woman that she wants you to be. You had dreams. You said you want to be, able to have your own money and not be dependent on anybody. So what were those dreams you had as a young girl?
Yes, truly. When I was growing up...
You're commissioner for today. Were you dreaming of becoming a commissioner? Okay, you want to go to school, so you want to be a professional.
Even the truth about it, I never, because of my Christian background, anything like politics never occurred to me. Not at all. Because for my Christian background, as a witness there, so everything that has to do with politics is never part of us.
So where are you wanting to be in life in the future?
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was telling myself, I said, I'd love to be a nurse. I said, because I love taking care of persons. Okay. I said, I love to be a nurse. That was my dream. But somehow, something kept me out of it. And what was that? I was discussing with somebody some days, last week here. I said, this is what I really love to be. Taking care of persons, because nurses are people known to be always there, hospitable people. I said that was just, but the only thing that scared me out of that profession was blood. I'm always very scared of blood. When I see blood, I will just. So I asked myself, is if you are scared of blood that you want to be a nurse, it's a thing you'll be seeing every day. But that is not what really kept me. By the time I grew up and got married, I find myself where I am. And let me tell you, even when I got married, I was just a businesswoman, doing my business and that. But funny enough then, I don't know what my husband spotted in me. He said, I would like you to join these women to play politics. I said, no. I said, politics is a dirty game.
And that's what a lot of
that's where I'm going. I joined them. Those two, I was saying it there because I have not been into it.
Yes.
I said, I don't like politics where people jump here, and within me, I know I'm always on the quiet side. Yes. And I feel that every politician are noisemakers. I said, I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to jump. I said, I wouldn't want to. I don't. He said, my dear, go and venture it. I see you are doing, you did well when you're there. I said, so in short, the truth about it, I joined politics. I started playing politics just to please my husband.
Wow.
Because when he was not married, go and do it. Well, they said the husband's word is final. I said, okay. I was just doing it reluctantly, just to please him. But I now discovered that
is it as dirty as you were thinking?
Yes, as I keep on going, I said, what is the dirty thing about this game they're talking about. It's all about your conscience. I've gotten my home bringing to be honest, to be contented, to avoid greed and all that. I have all those things inside of me by His grace. Then what? These are normal games people play. And I ask myself, it's just for me to be who I am, where I find myself. That is what I now told myself. At the time I was doing it, I was just doing it like a fowl that goes to a new land, standing with one toe. I was just doing it, but gradually I just discovered that, no, I think everything I'm saying here is just for you to be who you are inside the place you find yourself. And that is how I started again. And gradually, by His grace, I grew to be where I am today.
Okay, mommy. We can see today that politics is not actually a dirty, but some persons don't still understand the game. So we're going to come to that anyway, because a lot of our women don't even want to have any business to do with politics. And that's why we women are lagging behind. And we're going to talk about that. Let's look. I can see how much your mom actually, affected your life. Yes. So let's get to know other women that must have affected your life, in shaping and defining who you are today in both small and large ways. Who are those women?
Well, funny enough, for me as a person, all we need to be a woman, all are contained in the Holy Scripture. I grew up with the Word of God. I will only say I admire women who have done well and are doing well. And I talk about them. But the only thing that has really, will I put it, that has guided me in growing up to be the woman I am is the Bible. Because the Bible book of Proverbs chapter 30, 31, or 31, 30 says, it said, favor is deceitful. It said, beauty is vain. But the woman that fears the Lord procures praise for herself. In the complete book of Proverbs chapter 31, and who is a virtuous woman? Is that woman that is humble? Is that woman that is hospitable? Is that woman that is respectful? Is that woman that is industrious? Is that woman that is a homekeeper? Is that woman who is a wife? Is that woman that is a mother? Because it's not every woman that is a wife, and it's not all women that are mothers. So I will say it is the word of God that has guided me, because that was what I was brought up with. And also, my mother is my first role model. But yes, there are a lot of our women out there who are doing well and who have done well, that also give, I want to be like this person. Because that woman you want to be like, there is something that is different between you and that woman. And there is something the Lord has created you, made you to be. So I don't pray the prayer, I don't want to aspire to be like Mrs. A or Miss B. I tell God, make me to be who you want me to be. That is me.
It's beautiful that way.
Make me to know, because every woman, every man has a potential that is embedded in him or her. Yeah. Now we're talking about the woman, in a woman. Yeah. So I tell God, make me to realize, be able to picture, get that thing, that special thing that makes me a special woman, or that will make me a special woman. Make me to recognize it, the inside of me. And that is simple. Who is a woman? Once you are able to know what it takes, the characteristics of a woman, it makes you different from every other woman. Yes. But the problem today is we don't know who we are. Why did the Bible say that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. He didn't say, he that finds a man finds a good thing. Because there are things that are very special in the life of women, of a woman. But unfortunately, most of us have traded it out. But it's still there. You can go back and start from where you stopped.
Oh, sure.
That is it.
Yeah.
So that is what inspired me. Because I know I am a special person.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I carry it. I know inside of me, I am a special person. Because the Bible tells me that in the book of 1 Peter. You see, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a peculiar.
Yes.
So I attribute that to myself that, yes, I am a peculiar person.
And that's beautiful.
So that gives me the background that, oh, this is a princess. I tell people, whether I'm born in a royal home, not in a royal home, I told them, I am a princess. And why am I a princess? Because my God is king. And the daughter of a king is automatically a princess.
I like that.
So by birth, I am a princess. And when you are a princess has a self-courage. And that is how I move. That is how I walk. Because I am a born princess.
I love this. I love this so much. Thank you. You see, we need to believe in ourselves because that's where that's where it starts from. If you don't believe in yourself, you can hardly make the next person out there to believe in you. You need your self-confidence. You need to believe that you are a queen. Sister, I tell you, on this program we tell you always, you are 100% that queen. Don't let anybody put you down. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself, have the confidence that whatever you are dreaming about in this life, you can achieve. Okay, now, as the Commissioner for the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, let's get to understand those challenges you've been through in life. Apart from growing up challenges as a full-grown woman up until you seated here on this chair, what are those challenges you passed through in life and how did you overcome?
When you talk about challenge, life itself is challenging. So everything about living is a challenge because nothing comes easily. Even like they said in Freetown also, nothing is free. Yeah. So we are born with challenge because you find out that the day a child comes into the world, the challenge begins. The trauma begins. You see, when a mother wants to give birth, when the day comes, as the mother is struggling to bring the baby out, the child itself is struggling to come out. So life itself is a challenge, but your ability to fall today and rise tomorrow, that makes you who you are.
Definitely.
I have seen life itself as, like I told you, that my strength, my being where I am today, and also to be where I will be tomorrow, is the word of God, is of the Lord. So, and we have been taught that with life, when you're talking about patience, there is this quote that life with its changes, that is challenge, will come. But one thing you will put at the depth of your heart is this, or the back of your heart, the God of every tomorrow is planning, is fighting for you. So when you are able, for me, let me use the word, the challenges that comes up in my life is being handled by God. All I do, my toenails are always on the ground. And my Bible is not far away from me. There are so many challenges that has come. But of the greatest of it all, when I grew, January 2020, January 2020, 27, and February 15, 2020, less than 3 weeks, I lost my dad, I lost my husband. That alone is enough. And I never just lost them there's no death is sweet. But for those who know, understand, that it was a challenging period for me at that time. Because the most valued person in a woman's life is the father and the husband. And that is why the Bible says that he is the husband of the widow. It didn't say, I am the wife to the widower. Or it said, he is the father to the fatherless. So you see, these two persons are key. Let me leave every other thing that can come. Somehow we'll be able to juggle through it with prayer. But this time, this one was just so fresh. But with prayer and belief in God that nothing comes without the knowledge of God, I was able to overcome. And it has not ended. More challenge will come.
Oh, definitely.
So, but the only thing we need to do, or which I need to, I prepare myself ahead with prayer. Oh God, you see what is ahead of me. I don't see. But that which will come, that I will not be able to handle. God, I'm giving them to you.
Definitely.
So when you have that belief, not just belief, strong belief, when challenge comes, you treat them as trivial. Oh, this is nothing. There are so many things that could get a woman broken. Even in marriage itself, it's challenging. Sometimes you see many marriages, when the man comes out, they smile, the wife comes out with a smile, but you don't know what is going on behind the door. But you see everybody comes out with a smiling face because the woman wants to keep the home. And it is the duty of the woman to keep the home, whether we like it or not. Because that is why the Bible calls us home builders. So when a challenge comes from the side of the man, it comes from the children, it comes from your place of work, it comes from your business side, it comes from family, whether immediate or extended. The woman is there as a shock absorber to take it. It is only when you do not recognize your responsibility that you are the bridge that joins the two countries, the two cities together. Then when challenges come, you see, it crashes homes, it crashes one's life, it crashes things. Ability to recognize who you are.
Yes, that sums it up as well. Now let's go into looking at the women in leadership positions in our country. A lot of our women today are very educated and enlightened, unlike before when they say women don't go to school, women are not enlightened and all of that. We have very qualified women in all facets of the of the economy, of the sector. You go to engineering, you go to medicine, you go to the legal profession, name it. Women are everywhere. We are doing very good. But we have the society we are in actually does not permit the woman to actually emerge in so many areas, in so many situations, especially in leadership positions. So what do you think should be done or can be done to place women more in leadership positions in our society?
Yes, we have qualified women who can be in good leadership position. But there are two things that are involved. Like I said, a ability for you to recognize your personality. Then two, coming out. You speak out. Even God says it. He said he knows the inclination of our heart even before we utter it.
He already knows.
But he still tell you, ask.
And you shall be given.
He said, I know the things you are, the thoughts of your heart. Yes. That is God. Yes. So he who creates you knows the thought of your heart. Yes. But the same person is still telling you, you should ask. Oh, he says only when you ask, that you will be received. The same thing is happening in the society. Even when they know you have it, the men will say who don't want you. Then you shut your mouth, you fold your hand. Nobody will come to your house and pick you as a woman. So let us, I can make it happen. Tell them I can make it happen. Oh, I can have it done. Let them know you can have it done. Then God will touch their heart. And so, after all, this woman has been struggling. She's always been talking. Let us even give her a chance. That is how it begins. So, because the men, they said it's a man's world. The men will never want to give you. But good enough today that it's happening. But we are like the Oliver Twist. still asking for more. Like in Delta State, I give that to the governor of Delta State. I always tell them I'm proud to have him as my governor. When they went to give me an award in the ITV, I told them that is my governor. He is an outstanding governor when it comes to the issue of women. For those who have been playing politics in Delta State, know that it has never been so juicy for women in Delta State. But since its inception as a governor, we are just gallivanting, arrogance and pompous, showcasing ourselves because we have a very big father that is standing for us.
He's a he for she governor.
He's a he for she.
So we like him.
So, but what about when it happens you don't have a governor of that kind of capacity or magnitude? You have to keep shouting out. Even if he tell us, make una open our talk. Even in as much as they fighting, he say, open your mouth, speak out. So that, he said, because you don't know the Joseph that will come, that is coming, that will not know Pharaoh. So now, you use your hand, open your mouth. If you can do this, come out. If 5, 6 come out, maybe they will consider, out of these 6, let us take 2. This one is good enough. If all of you shut your mouth, he said, I will not break into your mouth and speak out for yourself.
Not possible. Now that brings us to the because the election is just around the corner.
So
again.
now
you told me how you never believed in politics.
Yes.
While you were growing up, but your husband gave you that encouragement, and today this is where you are, and you've come to understand better what politics is all about. So can you please, as the Honorable Commissioner for Women Development here, and social development, women affairs, sorry, I won't turn it around, women affairs and social development, you are in charge of, taking care of the women as it is, the girls here. How can we kind of let the women out there to believe more in politics so they don't see it as a dirty game anymore? So we come out, all of us, in our numbers to make a difference in 2023.
Yes, like I tell them out there, because sometimes some of them will look at me, how did you get here? I say it's all about determination. But the truth about this is this. Politics is not dirty. Even the church itself is not dirty, but the church itself is dirty.
How do you mean?
Yes. A situation where you have a clergy who knows the right thing to do. You, that is to say, do what I say, don't do what I do. Their pastor already is compromising because you know this is what you're supposed to do, and that is what you're supposed to impact on your people, on your followers. So the same thing happens in politics. It's an organization. What is the church? It's the gathering of brothers and sisters. That's a church. The church is an empty building cannot be a church. You can only have a church where you have numbers of persons of like minds. The same thing in politics. But in politics, you have not of like minds. So it's what you are. If you are a dirty person, you make politics dirty. If you are an honest person, you make policy honest. Yes, there are a lot of things that can make it dirty. But when you go there with a mindset, yes, everything cannot be right. Even in your own household, everything cannot be right. So when you make this, I am going on there with a mindset of wanting to make a change, of wanting to make a difference, of wanting to turn things around for the better. Then when you get there, no matter the pressure you're going to get, it's not going to be easy. You can make it. So for women out there, let us encourage ourselves. I tell them, come out, start from somewhere. I started as a world woman leader. I am not where I am today overnight. By the grace of God, I joined politics in 1999.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
Before 2000.
Before 2000. Yeah. Then I became a practicing politician 2020 when I was given a position.